Well, Brendan, tomorrow I'm going to be talking about how to keep a patient or a customer for 25 years.
Oh, lifetime clients.
And I know the top patients, and we do patient appreciation event. That's how we specialize. And if you were asking for a story about referral, I have patients who come in, long-time patients, and said, yeah, I just sent my friend to you. And I told her, I don't know about being, less expensive, because Emily's not less expensive, but you should still go see her.
That's right.
So when they refer you like that, it's great.
That's the best referral.
Yeah. So how's everybody doing? Who's gonna be here tomorrow? Everybody, right? Yes. I just want to share with you tomorrow, I'm gonna give away some gift. This journal is called JOMO. Okay? You heard about FOMO? So this is the joy of missing out, which means you don't need to be in everything. Remember, clarity, focus on what's important.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
This is a journal. It's called I'm Kind of Awesome. Okay? And then you can write in here and keep track of how awesome you are. This is Fifth to List of Happiness. Okay? I'm going to be giving these out tomorrow. And this is a very, very special book. This was written by my son. He wrote it he started it when he was 14. It's a story about contemplating suicide because he was bullied in school. And it took him 2 years to finish this book. It got endorsed by Bob Proctor. He's now finishing, he's in his third year at UCLA. That's the writer that I told you about. So it's an Amazon bestseller, so I'm giving this away tomorrow also. So right now we're going to be setting up for a panel. And then after this panel, we're going to have a reception. We got some hors d'oeuvres. And we're going to enjoy Autonomy wine. So please give me a big round of applause for Autonomy. That's a sponsor of the reception. So who here likes money? Only 2/3 of the room. Let's try again. Who here likes money? Yay! So this panel, I call this panel the money panel. Okay? And this panel, they're going to give you resources about how to grow your business and make more money. And as some of you have already come up to me and say, I really like this seminar because it's not about teeth, right? Well, there's a lot of seminars about teeth that you can go to for all of my dentist friends. This is more about growth, right? Business growth. And you can grow in dentistry. You can do more than one thing in dentistry. You can do consulting in dentistry. You can do investment in dentistry. That's a lot of my friends on stage here that you have all seen. So right now I'm going to introduce 3 great friends here on stage. The way we're going to do this is each one of them will have 5 minutes to talk about themselves first, and then I'm going to throw them some questions, right? There's some guideline questions here. There's absolutely no guarantee that I'm going to ask them. So I think maybe we should take the line off then. Oh, okay. So what's the best way? So in the order of shortest to tallest, I'm going to invite first Phoebe Tron. She is in commercial real estate, lending, and everything else. Would you like to sit to talk, or? Okay, so I'm gonna let you have the stage. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
You don't have to sit in a moment, but yeah, you can sit. Because we all have to sit.
Yeah. Thank you, Dr. Emily, and I feel very honored and humbled to be here today, and thank you for the invitation. it's my pleasure to meet all of you today. I've seen wonderful presentation. I've seen my co-authors on the same book with me, Dr. Emily, Moza, Dr. Enna, and it's wonderful to have you today. And today I would like to share with you the very important topic for all of us entrepreneur and also real estate investor. A little bit background about myself. My name is Phoebe Van Tran, and I am the co-founder and CEO of Infinity Capital Lending. So I started up in lending about 6-7 years ago, and I was in a residential mortgage lending. And it's a very high-paced, high-volume mortgage lenders. And within the past 5-6 years, working for a mortgage lender, total I've funded about almost $1 billion in loan volumes from mortgage, and also that's equivalent to over 8,000 in mortgage transactions. And also I have a privilege to work with a very powerful CEO and also founder, Paul Redham, and an amazing team of leadership, and have the opportunity to take them, the sales leadership position, coaching and training, loan officer, and mortgage sales and marketing. So that is my background. And then earlier this year, when the rate went up, not much, only double, right? So we've seen that, we experienced that, and we feel the pain. And what happened with the mortgage industry and lending is 80% of them went out of business, including the last company I worked for, which is owning, impressive record in 2 years, funding over $20 billion. So me and my business partner, Eric Avila, we started Infinity Capital Lending early this year, and originally started off as a mortgage broker, specialized in non-qualified mortgage loan, non-traditional, non-A-paper loan that cater to entrepreneurs, community, and real estate investors who are getting very creative on their tax returns, right? And you know what I mean, like creative on tax returns, right? We all love being creative. So that normally would not qualify under traditional mortgage, that you have to prove full tax return, full income. So we cater to that community of real estate investor and entrepreneurs who can prove income or qualification for a loan using alternative documentation, such as 12-month bank statements or cash flow from the rental properties, and even 1099. So anything that non-tax returns, we can get very creative with deal structure, as long as you have the experience, you have liquidity, and you can show the ability to repay. So that is our very niche market that we started off, Infinity Capital Lending. And then we started building up the pipeline, getting bigger, and we got a lot more commercial real estate lending deals, and also deals from projects, from developers. And that's where we got excited about, and we're like, there are so many development and also so many investors out there that need some kind of unique solution to help them build a capital stack. So that's when we specialize in now. We're building a capital stack for commercial real estate developer and investor, and also to help them come up with creative financing solutions. So that is background about our team. Our team over here, I want to introduce our Director of Business Development, Josh. He's is also the team that running behind a lot of things in the background to ensure that we deliver that excellent service to our real estate investor community and developer communities. So that's a little bit about ourselves, and I'll share more. Love to talk and get to know each and one of you.
Yeah, so go ahead and take a seat, please.
Thank you.
So I was told the next two speakers are the same height. But Victor say, lady first, so I'm going to introduce Catherine Hall next.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Let's try that again. Good afternoon. Are we having fun? Yes. I know I am, okay? I'm having fun because I am sitting in a room full of money. Money that is in some other person's mouth, okay? And as a professional speaker, usually people think the money is in my mouth, all right? So I am very impressed with all of you dentists here because you make money pulling it out of other people's mouths, okay? So congratulations, give yourselves a round of applause for pulling money out of my mouth, okay? And matter of fact, I text messaged Emily last week. Yo, Emily, just went to the dentist. They gave me a $10,000 perio treatment plan. Do you know anybody in Orlando for a second opinion? So that was my conversation with Emily. Good afternoon. My name is Catherine Hall, and I come from the world that many of you think of only maybe once or twice a year. And that's the world of pre-purchase home relationships. I'm actually a trainer and a coach and a 30-year experienced residential building inspector. I come from city of Philadelphia. You know Philadelphia, the city of brotherly love to shoot and kill. Okay, so that's where I come from. And yes, I was legally licensed to carry a concealed weapon, and no, I wasn't in Texas, okay? And my life was all about trying to help people experience the American dream of homeownership. When I started out my business, okay, I had a lot of doors closed on me. I was the first African-American female home inspector in the country, certified. And when I first started going into relationships, trying to build my network, trying to get referrals, trying to create partnerships and learn from the people who were doing this, I was approached with this. I went to my first Home Inspection Association meeting. I'm the owner of the company. I walk into the meeting and the person says at the registration table, wives only come at the Christmas meeting. Okay, this was 1994. And I said, well, I'm not the wife. I'm the owner of the company. Okay? So can I come in or what's up with that? All right? So you see, I have faced a life where doors were shut in my face, where I was told, you can't do this. You're not allowed. You're the wrong color. You're the wrong sex. You're the wrong age. And all of those objections, obstacles, only furthered my resolve to get it done. Because for me, telling me no is the quickest way to get me to push through it and get it done. And as I tried to create my career and craft my business, as I tried to grow my brand, I realized success leaves clues. But it doesn't leave clues unless you write down your map. Unless you make a map with those clues, no one else can follow what you're doing. So I determined to create a pattern of success in my business because I didn't want to be stuck in that business forever. You see, a lot of people start business thinking that I'm going to be a dentist forever. Do you really want to have your hands in wet mouths for the rest of your life?
Yes.
Uh-oh, Emily does. Yeah, but that's not the only thing you do. Vanessa talked about it. No, not Vanessa. Dr. Ina. Where's Dr. Ina? I got to see her. We will be talking, okay? So trust me. She talked about the 4 legs that your chair of your body stands on. Well, your business should have 4 legs. You should not be sitting on one, your business should not stand on one leg. And so what I do now is I help business owners in the residential building inspection space and in businesses general create revenue streams from multiple and diverse patterns. Because if your chair stands on 4 different legs, no matter what that economy is, you will not struggle. So I am Catherine Hall. I would love to work with every and any of you. You can actually scan, no you can't, there you go. You can scan, no you can't, now you can. You can scan the QR code and connect with me through Hi Hello. And that's all I have to say. Thank you again. I'm thrilled to be here. Can you tell that?
Okay, and then the next person, the man of the hour, Victor the Connector Banderas.
Hello, everybody. I'm a little nervous. This is actually my first speaking gig. Thank you, Dr. Elamy, for everything. This has been an honor of this way. All right. See, I have to learn. So,
Right.
Okay. Right here.
Right here, in front, right here. There you go, right
See?
here, on the spot.
Always been told by a woman what to do. But here, I'm actually here from Dallas. I started my real estate career actually 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago. So I actually quit my W-2 job 8 months ago. I am a full-time real estate investor. Thank you very much. And you'd be surprised how much, if you really are really determined, how quickly successful you're going to become. Not just by yourself, by building your team. Better? Okay. By building your team. So one of the most important things that I do, I am a connector. The reason why I'm a connector, because I love to collaborate with people. Putting the people with who's having issues, who has a problem, it's usually a person or a process. And by listening to their stories, you're able to figure out how easy it is to go and solve their problems. But it's harder for them to see it because they're inside that bubble. But when you're outside the bubble and listen to it, you can quickly solve that problem. And so it's been so much fun and be able to be mentored by Grant Cardone, Pace Morby, Bina Jetty, Brad Blazer. You know, you have all those experts who's already done it. It's going to make your job a lot easier and compress time, and you're able to be successful. So now, since I've actually quit my job, I have now invested with Grant Cardone. I have quite a few properties I invested with him. I have a small Airbnb portfolio, and then also going to the Real Estate Summit. I have also a Platinum Accelerator, like I said, Brad Blazer to do Capital School, as well as Pace Morby and Vina Jetty. Those two right there has really compressed time. Those two mentors right here. Vina Jetty, she's local here. She is a syndicator. She has $950 million asset under management. I'm able to pick her brain, understand how she takes down big, large properties, and it's fun. It's mind-blowing. And I am about to close next Friday, 120 acres vacant land property on Joe Pool Lake for a high-end master build development. Thank you. But here's the funny thing about it. It's just, it gets bigger and quicker and faster. So we just placed an LOI for 100 units in Daytona Beach. We're gonna go and do a whole entire rebuild on that one. So it's just keep on doing massive action, being with the right people. And no matter what you do, you have to have a team. If you don't have a team, you can't be successful. I met Phoebe, we're talking, I was trying so hard to work with her on this development deal. You know, something always comes up, but I'm not going to stop working with her. I'm still going to find a way to work with her. That's going to be one of my jobs, is to work with Phoebe. But it's all about collaboration, and no matter what you do, you have to have a mentor. You know, Dr. Emily, she's a great coach. I have Moza as also a mindset coach. It's people in your circle to push and keep on pushing you and hold you accountable. That's the main thing. So thank you very much. I'm ready when you are. Let's go.
Okay, let's go. So you're gonna pull the chair up to the front, please.
Closer to you.
I don't mind. Okay.
You got separation.
We're gonna go for 40 minutes. 40. Okay, so this is gonna be very casual. Like I said, the reason I invited these geniuses up here is because I think they can help you grow your businesses with money. Oh my God, this chair. Yeah. One of my coaches used to say, okay, when you sit there, do your feet just dangle like this because it doesn't touch anything, but now it is touching something. And we have Eric Cardone over here. I asked him to please run the mic. So if we're chatting and you have questions, just raise your hand and he'll bring the mic to you so we can hear your questions. And by the way, one of my newest clients is in the room, Dalina and Tran, please stand up. And they are enrolled IRS agent and taxation master, so just watch what you say, okay? Okay, so I have a question for Victor first. Why did you choose real estate and not something else?
For me, real estate was really important to me because we know that we always have to have a place to live, right? I've seen from poverty where people are owners who are slumlords to beautiful homes, multi-million-dollar homes. But with the transition of me growing up, I grew up in a mobile home park, never knew that I was really poor because of my family and my love. But when you start growing up and seeing that different side, there's always room for growth and opportunity. And one thing about real estate is the American dream, right? It's always owning something that you're able to have and feel safe. And I want to try to do as best as I can to give that opportunity for everybody here. From people who are unable to do it because of banks and credit scores, there's always other ways to do it. Seller finance, creative financing, having that safety net for them to pass it down, build their credit. So that's one of the main reasons why I chose real estate, because it keeps on giving. And I want to keep on doing that for the person who's unable to do it to the person who can. And off we go.
Awesome. Who's in here invests in residential real estate? Yeah, at least half of the people, I think. Who's in here invests in commercial real estate? Okay, a couple of hands. Who owns your own building, wherever your business is? Okay, who thinks that you should own your own building? Okay, the rest of you, right? So Phoebe, what do you think is the trend of commercial real estate in the next 2 years, 2023 to 2025?
Thank you, Dr. Emily. So what I am seeing is the economy is continue to booming, and then also the affordability and the quality of life will really make an impact on where people choose to live, offices and retail. So the trend that I've seen for commercial real estate investment or development in general is we are heading toward the biggest issue right now, which is affordable housing. So there's gonna be and also multi-family unit and also industrial warehouses, and I'm talking about for multiple family residents, it could be like a repurpose from a hotel into a multi-family or condo. And the reason I'm saying that is because I've seen that throughout our pipeline and our clientele, I've seen a rising trend of people project conversion from hotel into a assist senior living or into a multi-family unit, even mixed use. And the reason for that is during the past 2 years, the pandemic, a lot of hotel and mall are struggling with a super low occupancy ratio between 30 and 40%. So those are distressed property, and actually the investment opportunities for developer of real estate like you all do is to jump in and make it and turn it, repurpose into the highest and best use that actually would solve the problem for affordable housing shortage. Another class that that I'm seeing potential as I talk to a lot of our private capital funders, private equity and family offices in our network is industrial warehouse, and I'm talking about a smaller facility between 50 and 150,000 square feet, because anything that over 200,000 square feet warehouse, those are probably we already overdeveloped, overbuilt for the past few years because of big booming, and these warehouse were built to serve the big boys like FedEx or Amazon's or bigger company. Actually, the bigger facility over 200,000 account for 80% of the pipeline, and that's compared to less than 30% of the smaller facility warehouses. So I do see that with everything that's going on right now and supply chain shortage, logistic issue, there's going to be a lot of demand for smaller business, especially in e-commerce, to really expand in that smaller warehouse spaces. And any warehouses, industrial warehouse facility that have the master plan, that can subdivide into smaller suite to cater to that community of smaller business in e-commerce, that would actually, with more practical, economical, and flexible lease term. For example, the rent. There's a platform called Rental Space. They have 31 facility. That platform is very creative and innovative in a way that they take that 150,000 square feet facility divided by the smaller one, and their lease term can be as flexible as 3 months, and then after that is month by month. So things like that is to think outside the box. How can you turn a distressed property that not doing so well as a result of the pandemic and turn it and repurpose it and redevelop it into something that actually would solve the problem of affordable housing and supply chain disruption.
I think that's a really great point. You guys think the same way? Yes. So if somebody, let's just say they have some money, and they do you help them find those kind of properties or
Yes, we do. We actually help our, in California, we're from California, so we do have a relationship with local broker that help with identify those off-market commercial and those specialty deals that I'm seeing and give them specific guideline. These are what to look for: distressed hotel that have potential for conversion, or even industrial warehouse. And then in Texas, for example, we do have our branch partner, which is Jennifer Tran and Sonny from TJ Dream Investment, and then Sonny actually we're partnering up so that they help with the acquisition piece of it. And I'm talking about off-market acquisition. I have a certain standard and guideline that, hey, you need to look for this, and this would pass, that meet this criteria that we want to fund, because as I'm working with our private capital funders on a daily basis, so I know what is at most likely that they will fund, and if you meet that criteria, that will increase your funding or your funding success by 20%.
And what do they usually fund, like 90%, 80%?
Very low. You'll be surprised. They get these private capital investor. They usually look for very unique project, one of the kind projects. They're usually looking for anything over 10 mil. So if you think about it, if you're a real estate investor and you think that smaller deal easier get financing than a bigger deal, let me tell you that's not true. Because on a smaller scale, that's the majority, 90% of the people would think, and they would go to traditional bank to get a loan, which is extremely difficult right now, and especially when the interest rate went up double, right? So reality is, if your project is bigger, they most likely get looked at and reviewed by private money lenders or capital funders, because it's big enough for them and it has enough economic of scale up for them to review.
No, I was actually asking more like, if this is the property, how much do they fund? 90%?
They can do, depend, multifamily could be 85%. It's ground up construction or repurpose. It could go up to like 80% loan to cost, assuming they have 20% liquidity. Now, sometime, let's say if they're a little bit short on liquidity, we can get very creative by bring in either equity partners, bridge equity financing to bridge that gap until their senior note or the debt financing part of it, or the first lien is funded and is approved and funded. So we can get very creative. And then also another things too is the ability to actually partner up with a real estate syndicator to help with filling in that missing component for liquidity. Like Victor would also, that's the beauty of collaboration and having actually an ecosystem and affiliate partner working with you on to really make it happen. It's just how can you structure the deal? And sometimes what we're looking for is, as long as you have skin in the game, 10% in the game, and the rest of it can be structured accordingly with senior note, METs, or bridge equity partners. So it depends on deals.
Anybody have question about this? Yes? No? Interest? No interest?
Well, let me say one thing. If you really want to get into the game of real estate and investing, you need to be around people like Phoebe. This is the reason why. This is her specialty. She's going to deal with that particular side of it, the money.
I'm moderating.
Oh.
Right, I was asking the audience, is this interesting to you guys? Yes. Is there any question? Yes? No? Okay, yeah, I just want to kind of move along. I know Phoebe's great. That's why she's up here. Anyway, we're going to leave some questions after. I want to ask Catherine Hall. So let me tell you a little bit of Catherine. She was up here and she was talking about the home inspection industry, right? So I went and spoke at her event, and I actually got to go, what is that called again? The
House of Horror.
The House of Horror, okay? And I was excited. I thought we were going on a ride. I was like, yay, we're going to go on a roller coaster ride or something. And what it was a house. It's all stripped down.
A deconstructed house inside a warehouse for inspection training purposes.
Right? And you can walk through and see all of the parts that what she would do to inspect a house. And it even has a crawl space. And they invited me to go under the crawl space, and they told me, I don't think you even need to crawl. You can just walk down there. But one of the main reasons I asked Catherine to be up here is because you created an income from within your niche. Like you're creating a niche within a niche. And what I like for everybody to think is, whatever you're doing, how can you create a niche, right? Within whatever you're already doing. So I'd like for you to share that with everyone, because I think I was amazed. Like, what is this, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Emily didn't even know that our industry existed when we first
Well, I
met.
know there's an industry, but not...
The 203K, renovation consulting.
Yes,
right.
yes.
You learned a lot at the conference, didn't
Yes.
you? So basically what I did was, when I built my business as a home inspection company, and everyone should plan to have this, you need to have a USP. Who knows what the letters USP stand for besides Brandon? It stands for unique selling point.
Position.
point or position. It's what about your business separates you from your competitors. And Brandon or someone talked about doing a competitive analysis. You need to have someone call your competition and find out what are they doing that is a void that you could fill. What are they not doing that you could be doing? So in my market, no one was addressing the needs of people who were trying to buy homes that weren't ready to be sold. And that's where renovation mortgages come in. A renovation mortgage is a loan that allows a person to purchase a property and add the repairs into one mortgage. The repairs are escrowed into that loan, completed after settlement, and the person makes one mortgage payment. So you buy the home and the cost for repairs are in one loan. You go to closing, a contractor does the work usually within 6 months, and a consultant inspects the work to make sure it's being done correctly. No one was touching this industry, nobody. So I found my unique selling proposition, my area of specialty that I could focus on, that I could separate myself from my competitors. And I created, like I said, a map to leave clues for others. And then what I found that I was able to do was take my expertise as a renovation consultant and train other home inspectors to create that same unique selling proposition in their market. So when you're looking at your business as a dentist, and when Brandon was asking you the question about who here does cosmetic, who here does whitening, who here does the I word, now I don't want to say the word, because I have to have a couple, so I don't even want to say that word. Yeah, there you go, the I word. So what about your business is unique? Okay? Do you have a staff that is 100% bilingual, including all forms and documents that need to be created? Do you have a staff that is multilingual, more than 2 languages? So what are the things that you can do to separate yourself? Now, if you, let's say, for example, using that model of bilingual business services, and you put together a process for creating a bilingual practice, then you can actually package that and then market it and sell it to other businesses so that they can follow your map, and you can be able to create a revenue stream, possibly even starting your own coaching program or business where you are then training people to follow the path of success that you have generated. And then what is that doing? It's creating another leg on your business stream. And it's also giving back to your industry to keep your industry not only thriving, but excelling and staying relevant in your industry. So what I did was I actually trained so many individual consultants, and I actually saw the gap in my world and said, you know what, we need more consultants. So not only did I train them, I created the software that they needed. I wanted to be a one-stop shop. And then I saw how many I had trained and coached. I said, you know what? I looked around, opportunity gap. There was no association for renovation consultants in the United States. So what I do, I formed the National Association of FHA Consultants. Boom, one more stream of revenue. So look for ways, you can always find a way, thank you, to be able to create a community, a tribe of your own that you can then mentor, support, and grow.
Awesome. Anybody have a question here so far? Can anybody think of what you can do in what you're doing right now where you can create your own additional revenue of income? Any thoughts? Emmy? Cardone?
Thought about additional income?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Really be open.
Where's Mr. Eric Cardone, who's supposed to run the mic?
Mic runner.
Where'd he go?
Where'd the mic runner go? He left the room. The mic runner left the room.
Okay.
She's over there on the phone. Mic
Emmy,
runner.
can you? Emmy, can you scream?
Here you go.
Say open, and then get outside your niche. So
He has a mic for you.
So for me, it's about staying open and go outside your niche. We might be in dentistry, but we have invested a lot in real estate and also in like MLS. So go outside your box. I have MLM companies as well that I vetted for, but stay open because with openness you get magic and miracles.
There you go.
Awesome.
Multi-level marketing.
MLS, International MLS.
Multiple business service.
MLS. Oh, that MLS.
For real estate listing, right? For real estate listing, correct? Yeah.
International MLS, so we invested in an international MLS that syndicates listings from America to international investors.
International real estate listings.
Awesome. Yes, Dr. Shah.
Okay, I had just had a blanket question on multifamily. You said, but you said vacant land, but in multifamily or anything where you're getting a loan, are we seeing more bridge loans or are we starting to see any fixed rate loans coming out? Because lately I've been seeing bridge loans only.
Which one?
Either one.
Probably
Either
be Phoebe because she does loans.
Phoebe's the
She
money
does
lady.
lending.
I'll get the money
Exactly,
for
so
her.
maybe,
It's a blanket question to Phoebe.
Great question. So to answer your question on multifamily, it depends on, first of all, what class are you dealing with, class A, B, C, right? Usually if you're doing class B and C, which is most very typical, is looking for value add, right? What can be value add, but also maybe you're getting the class B and C multifamily unit deals at a discounted because for various reasons, because of their low occupancy ratio, like 70% or under, that's how you're able to negotiate and get a good deals, and because of the property need rehab work. So that's when bridge financing actually come in, right? Because the type of lenders or capital funder that we work with, they can get very creative. As long as you can show them proof, and I'm talking about cost, the construction budget and allocation, how much are you going to be spending to bring it up to date or bring it up to fully stabilized, like 90% or over 90%, which is how long, let's say typical like rehab that we're seeing probably 12 months to 18 months. As long as you can show them proof that that's what you're gonna do, then you most likely gonna need a bridge to get that deal at a very discounted rate, for example, like 30% at acquisition. And then you have that period, short-term period of time, like 12 months or 18 months to do your work and complete it and stabilize it before you're able to either exit it with, sell it or get rid of it at a higher cap rate, or refinance it into more conventional solution once the property is stabilized. If that's answered your question.
yeah, it does answer it. I just know in the last when we closed, it went through several lenders because it kept on getting dropped because the rates were fluctuating so crazy.
Yeah, the
that-
reason why is the reality is bank and traditional, especially institutional bank, they've been scaling back on lending, right? Because when you're dealing with like the rate went up double, your pro forma, your financial modeling all wrong, your valuation all wrong, and they scare because they don't know like how it's gonna be. Because the last 4 quarters we have 4 consecutive rate high, each is 75 basis point. So they don't know when the future is unpredictable in terms of interest rate and inflation. They scaling back. Majority of institutional bank, they reduce their loan to value ratio by 10-20% easily. Even some of we deal with private lenders too, but they also scaling back on the loan to value ratio because they have to leave some cushion, like maybe 10 or 20%, just because we anticipate recession and market drop. So they have to secure the position. So that's when that bridge financing coming in, so that you can get and secure the acquisition at deeply discount. So that's when bridge, like they think about, bridge is higher interest rate, like 9% or 11 or 12%. No, but if you do your math, if you're able to get that at 30% or even 40% deeply discount and bridge it for, like say 12 months, it may be still worth it. Of course, you have to do your analysis and due diligence, right, for the number to make sense. But don't be surprised. That would be in general, if you're going to submit straight to a conventional lender or bank, prepare that 80% of them right now they're rejecting.
Okay.
So
Thank you.
plan out 2 steps: bridge financing, stabilize, and get refinancing. And we anticipate within the next 1 or 2 years, the rate will be back. We'll adjust it back. Thank you.
Yeah, and just like anything else, whenever we do something that's not our normal stuff, right? That's not what we went to school for, training. Make sure you invest in the education, right? Don't just say, hey, all my friends are doing that and let me go do this. When I first started, I bought my first dental office, and then I went and bought the second dental office because I heard one of the experts say that's one of the ways to grow fast, right? Multi-location. So I bought the first one, the second one, the third one, and then I bought the building, and I bought the building, but during that, I actually went to real estate convention. I wanted to go to listen to Tony Robbins, who was a keynote speaker, and I ended up signing up for classes in real estate. So be a student, be a learner. Don't just listen to the masses, because they may not know what they're doing, right? And this is just the experts up here. We're just highlighting things and hopefully give you some insights, and I invite everybody to talk to them afterwards. So Victor, congratulations on just quitting your employee job 8 months ago. I want to know, what are the three most important things that you use daily to improve yourself?
Yeah, that's one of my favorite questions. One is always talking to your mentor. Yeah, I don't have one mentor. I think I have like maybe 10 now. The reason why I have 10 is because they're experts in different fields. It's either going to be strategies, capital raising, lending, underwriting. There's so many different things you need to learn. And like Dr. Emily said, you have to educate yourself, and it's continuous education. You don't educate yourself for a week and then you stop. The market changes. It's a living organism. It's going to go and adapt, and it's going to twist, and it's going to turn you onto your side. So you have to have your finger on the pulse of the market. By doing that, you're able to see where it's going and where it may go and how to get prepared for it. Another very important piece is my community. The community that you put yourself in is the mentorships you're in. 10X. I'm also part of Pace Morby, Brad Blazer, Vina Jetty. All those different communities has 10X is global. I have friends in Dubai, I have friends in UK, I have friends all over the world now. I didn't realize that's going to happen, but it is now. So, and then you're able to start collaborating with them. They might be more advanced than you. That's even better because you're learning from what they did. And the best part about it, they're going to teach you what they did wrong and for you not to do it either. And finally is just capital raising. If you're going to be into the real estate market, if you're going to be an investor, you have to learn how to get money, how to raise money. That is the lifeblood on every single deal. You have to work with people like Phoebe, like Kat here. You have to have those special people in your life to become successful, because you're not going to be an expert in everything. It's impossible. There's too many things, too many moving parts. You're not going to learn it. But if your community is big enough, you know who they are. They're the experts. You have to have that omnipresence. Call them, text them, follow them, like them, love them. Whatever you do, you have to be on their minds all the time. You won't be surprised how many times I have text my friends. I haven't talked to them for maybe 6 months, and I see them at an event. It's like we just talked yesterday, because you're always on their mind. And that's very, very important, because to become successful, you're not going to do this by yourself. This is a true team sport. If your team is not strong, you're going to lose every single time.
Awesome. So I was at my coach, Brendan Bouchard's event, and he gave us a perspective on time. And so, by the way, a coach is somebody who's going to give you a different perspective. A mentor is somebody who already done what you want to do. So usually a mentor is somebody, let's say if you're a dentist, your mentor might be a dentist. If you're a dentist, your coach may not be a dentist, right? They're just going to give you a different perspective. And so he was talking about people who say they don't have time. right? But you look at your phone and it say that you spend 1 hour today on social media. 1 hour times 7 days is 7 hours a week. Times 4 weeks, that's 28 hours, right? 20 hours times 50 weeks. So look at it like that. Be very intentional. If Victor say, take the time connecting instead of just strolling on the internet and just checking out other people, well, be a real supporter. Make a comment on what they post. Say something supportive to them. They're gonna see that, then that's how they're gonna connect with you. Does that make sense? Right? So yes, be on social media, but be intentional. A lot of what I do is helping people be very, very intentional about all of their action. And all of a sudden, you start seeing results in everything you do. So Catherine, I'm so excited to have you here. Catherine was sharing with me of course, all of these people we meet at business conference, right? I'm a dentist, and we meet them at different business, non-dentist conference. Where did I meet you, Nathan? Oh, how did I meet you? Oh, we connected on Facebook? Yeah. Yeah, so I have you speak at my event. But what I was the point I'm trying to make is a lot of time my friends, they don't come from the dental world because I go across industries, right? And I recommend you do that because my mentor, Dan Kennedy, say it's like incest, right? You just stay in the box and you only hang out with people of the same industry. You want to go across industry and learn. So Catherine, I'm sorry, when I met her, she was sharing with me a book project. And do you want to share that? Because actually, I think I found another author for you.
Excellent. Well,
Elena right there, she might be a good author for you.
we are looking for authors. As I shared in the beginning, my background is being a woman in a male-dominated industry. Okay. In addition to being the first home inspector, African-American home inspector, I was one of the very few female electrical engineers graduating from Cornell University. That was a small woman class in that group too. So I've lived my life in male-dominated industries. And I met Emily at an event. We were standing in line in a line for eating. And we sat down together and I told her, I said, you're a dentist. You've been doing it for 30 years. I've been in the construction business for 30 years. I would love to ask you, would you be interested in partnering a book that I'm writing and actually I came up with the title and Emily approved it. It's called The Cracks Are Showing: Breaking into Success as a Woman in Male-Dominated Industries. So Dr. Emily is graciously agreed to be a co-author of this book, and we are looking for an additional 5 or 6 more authors to add to this book. And the goal is to be able to take this book around the world. My vision for this project, remember, taking your map and sharing it with others to leave a legacy of success. Okay, so real quick, why do I do this? I'm gonna give you a little bit of my backstory. My mother was she was a high school biology teacher in Philadelphia, and she was diagnosed with a rare form of lupus. And she died at 32 years old. While she was laying in her sickbed, I would help her. I was 12 years old. I would help her grade her papers. She was trying to complete, she tried to work up until the very end, and she wanted to get her master's in education. So she was going to school at Temple University, and she died before she achieved her degree. But she was just a few hours short. And Temple University gave her her master's degree in education posthumously. She showed me by her life that success doesn't end even when you do. That success can continue beyond you. And that is what I am trying to work for, to have a legacy of women who can succeed in male-dominated industries around the world. So my goal is to write a book, and then Emily and I and the authors of that book travel the world and show by our lives, our example, our stories, that they can break through these ceilings, these glass ceilings, and achieve the success that will put women in more places of power. Because as I said to Jody, the best man for a job is a woman. So we are looking for female leaders in unique industries, male-dominated industries, to partner with us in this collaboration. Thank you so much, Dr. E.
Well, I totally agree with that. I also have a sign in my office, and it says, it's on the door to the bathroom, and it says, all men are created equal, which is why women are in charge. So, and it's totally true. So, is this helpful, what we're sharing up here? Yes? Okay. So, how about each of you just give your last, not your last, but if
Okay.
I'm sorry, a final.
My final 1 minute, my final 30-second teaser. I am also involved in the Grant Cardone community. I am a Grant Cardone licensee. So I've actually expanded my ability to help people with marketing, sales, and business growth across all industries. So if you would like to talk to me about working with me as a marketing, and you notice I put the word marketing before sales, because that's what comes first. People say sales and marketing, it's actually marketing, then sales. So if you're looking for a partner, a coach, a mentor to help you be able to excite your marketing and energize your sales, please do talk to me. I do have to leave at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning because I'm going to be on a stage tomorrow night in Orlando, but I'd love to talk to every and any one of you.
Awesome.
Awesome. For myself, if you're working on a project or if you're into a position that you're stuck, let's talk. Second set of ears can go back and be eye-opening as well. I have my network is your network. Whatever you're looking for, just let me know. We can go and find the right solution for your problems. I am based here in Dallas, Texas. Let me know how we can help. I love to collaborate, and don't forget, collaboration is the new currency.
The connector.
Oh, Victor, the connector. I gave her a hard time yesterday.
No, it's Victor Da Connector. Sounds very gangster, but anyway.
How about Phoebe, the capital source?
Yeah, there you go.
All right. So thank you again for being here and share with you what my goal is to build our real estate developer and investor communities nationwide. So we actually had the events yesterday, the networking mixer, about over 100 people, the developer and investor community. And my goal and the company's goal is to build that solid real estate developer and investor community within the next year, to have at least 1,000 of them, and in building the ecosystem of affiliate partners and also vendors to help each other grow, share knowledge, share expertise, and collaborate and grow the community stronger. Thank you.
Okay,
So my, I guess my slogan, Phoebe, the capital source.
Okay, awesome. Any questions? Any further questions for the speakers? All right. Okay, who's ready to drink some wine? Yes, I'm ready to drink lemonade. Anyway, outside we have Gene Kelly. He has set up his autonomy wine. I think he may preach a little bit. And then we have some appetizers against this wall right here. So come hang out. We have some of the authors. I have some books. I'm going to be signing some books and gifting the books. And we're just going to hang out and have fun. And then tomorrow, we start here at 8 a.m. And we go until about 2:30. Okay? Good? Okay, we'll see you out there. Thank you. Thank you.